Hello and welcome to a new episode of Tech Talk on Trust TV, where we talk technology. This week, we'll be taking a look at the global surge in cryptocurrency adoption. Joining us in the cast of the program for expert opinion is Obinna Iwonu, the president of Stakeholders in Blockchain Technology Association of Nigeria, CBAN, and a certified cryptocurrency compliance specialist and investigator. Or before we begin, let's take a report on today's topic of discussion. My name is Dorcas Yakubu Zallah. You're watching Tech Talk on Trust TV.
The world of cryptocurrency has witnessed a remarkable surge in adoption over recent years, driven in large part by shifting global attitudes towards decentralized finance, technological advancement, and changing economic landscapes. However, a key moment in this transformation came with the election of Donald Trump, a figure widely regarded as a pro-crypto leader. Under his administration, the United States experienced a dramatic shift in policies that favored blockchain technology and digital currencies, propelling cryptocurrency into the mainstream and inspiring a global movement. The ripple effects of Trump's crypto-friendly policies were not confined to the United States alone. As the US became more crypto-centric, many other nations began to reevaluate their own stance on digital currencies. Now to the big question, what does this mean for Nigeria? Nigeria, Africa's largest economy and one of the world's most active cryptocurrency markets, stands at the intersection of a rapidly evolving global cryptocurrency landscape. The surge in cryptocurrency adoption, particularly catalyzed by U.S. policies under Donald Trump's pro-crypto presidency, has significant implications for Nigeria. As a global spotlight turns to digital assets, Nigeria finds itself both uniquely positioned and challenged by these developments. These include, but not limited to, increased investment opportunities, remittances and financial inclusion, regulatory challenges and opportunities, education and skill development, and a lot more. For Nigeria to fully capitalize on these opportunities, it will need to adapt its regulatory environment, promote digital literacy, and ensure the benefits of cryptocurrency are distributed equitably across society.
Welcome back. In case you're just joining us, you're watching Tech Talk on Trust TV. Now, joining us virtually on the program is Obinna Iwonu, the president of Stakeholders in Blockchain Technology Association of Nigeria, CBAN, and he is also a certified cryptocurrency compliance specialist and investigator. Good to have you on the program once again.
Thank you.
All right, so Nigeria has become one of the largest crypto markets in Africa. What factors do you think have driven this growth?
Okay, Nigeria is not one of the largest crypto markets in Africa. Nigeria is the largest crypto market in Africa. All right, Nigeria accounts for over 66% of what Africa does in crypto and blockchain and crypto. So, and also Nigeria is the second largest adopter of cryptocurrency. At one time, we are the number one in interest in cryptocurrency globally. So Nigeria holds a very special place. And I think that what has contributed to this is Nigeria is made up largely of young people. Our large young population are very curious, they are tech savvy, they are intelligent, smart, they are risk takers, and they are adventurous. And like you know, cryptocurrency is a technology and innovation is one of the latest inventions in the emerging technology. And this has caught the attention of the young people who are constantly glued to the internet, their smartphones, to technology, and discovering crypto a very innovative sector that also allows them to make money while learning, innovating, and also largely. It has made it very acceptable among this population that makes up over 60% of Nigeria's population. And we are going to see that increasing.
All right, moving on to the next question. How would you assess the Nigerian government's response to cryptocurrency so far, especially, considering the CBN's restrictions on crypto in 2021? How is it like now?
I think that now the government is responding better. The government is responding better in the adoption and regulation of cryptocurrency, and also in the development and advancement of blockchain technology. Take a look at certain things that have happened. One, Nigeria is the only country in Africa to have a national blockchain policy that is detailing a national roadmap for blockchain adoption, advancement, and development in Nigeria. And this national blockchain policy is custodied by NIDA, the National Information Technology Development Agency, headed by Director General Tinubu. And also, we are the 9th country in the world. So what that is going to do is that once we have the implementation of this national blockchain policy, we will see it rolled out on both the private and public sector. And Nigeria stands a chance to generate about $6 billion annually from that. Secondly, look at the appointment of the new step DG in the person of Dr. Simi Adama, who is very, very forward-thinking, proactive, and progressive also. And in his 6 months of him taking over that office as the Director General of the Securities and Exchange Commission, he has issued out 7 licenses to crypto asset exchange, digital asset exchanges, offering platforms, and custodians. This is the best in Africa. And that has put us in a lead ahead of the rest of the continent. But also, it is very important that we are the first to do it, because after all, we are the ones who are responsible for over 60% of the country's activity on cryptocurrency globally, right? And also, we are seeing the introduction and integration of the digital asset sector into the capital market, which is going to unlock a chain and a vast amount of liquidity, in my opinion. And also, we are seeing increased interest by operators in the capital market and even the financial institutions in blockchain technology and digital assets. So I would say that Nigeria is very, very open and more proactive to cryptocurrency now than it has been in the past. Even the NFIU is already designed frameworks for financial reporting to make sure that we are a compliant nation. And of course, currently Nigeria is in the grey list, and we are doing everything possible to make sure that we take steps that move Nigeria out of the grey list. So those of us in the digital asset sector are also working hand in hand with the regulators and the agencies, the commissions and the government, to make sure that we see this happen. So what we are hoping to see is that these steps that are being taken by the relevant regulatory agencies and bodies will yield the expected results, and we are going to see Nigeria take the lead, not just in numbers, but also in activity, also in innovation, in development, and also the number of startups that we are betting to this sector.
All right, let's talk about the Nigerian economy. How do you think the global surge in cryptocurrency adoption, particularly in the US, adopting more pro-crypto policies, will affect Nigeria's economy?
The US adopting cryptocurrency is a no-brainer. The whole world has been dollarized. Almost 90% of the world hold their foreign reserve, or their foreign reserve is measured in the US. And who is the owner of the US? The American government. And so if the American government now says it is giving a yes to cryptocurrency, that means you are going to see an increase in global adoption. Now, look at what has happened within the past 1 week of Trump's victory. You have seen an increase, a surge in the crypto market. Now, the market capitalization is over $3 trillion. That is huge, and it's showing no signs of stopping anytime soon. And mind you, Trump hasn't even been sworn in as president. So you can imagine what will happen when he gets sworn in as president. And all of these things are as affected because there are certain things which he has said that he was going to do that has necessitated or contributed to all of this growth and increase that we are seeing. One of such things is the fact that he said he is going to sack the current SEC chairman. The current SEC chairman has hindered the growth of crypto in the US, and it has forced so many crypto companies to relocate from the US and find shelter elsewhere in safe havens and, of course, more regulated and conducive environments like Dubai that has created an environment for the crypto industry to thrive and has also put regulations to make sure that only ethical companies are operating. And of course, these companies want to be ethical, and so all of them have moved straight to Dubai. All right, if he replaces him with a pro-crypto chairman, that is going to bring the much needed regulation to the US, and of course it is going to force a lot of companies to want to move back to the US. One of the things he has also said in respect to that is that capital gains made from cryptocurrencies issued by US companies are not going to be taxed. You know what that means? It's going to generate a lot of interest and influx into cryptos that are issued by US companies. Another thing also is that the US government is going to hold Bitcoin as part of their reserve. In fact, currently, the state of Pennsylvania is already working towards its own Bitcoin strategy, and they are looking at putting 10% of their funds as reserve in Bitcoin. And we are talking about $7 billion. That is huge. All right. And following that is also the fact that about 20 other states have also indicated interest to hold Bitcoin as part of their reserve. And that is one of the reasons why I have called for the Nigerian government to have a national Bitcoin strategy that would enable us to cash in on the gains that is in Bitcoin. Look at what El Salvador has done. In about 1 week, El Salvador has added over $2 billion into their national reserve as a result of gains they have made from the Bitcoin they are holding in their reserve. They were the first country to go off Bitcoin. So Nigeria, with the kind of economic downturn we are experiencing now and the current inflation, it makes more sense that we have a national Bitcoin strategy. Also, in the Bitcoin Exchange Traded Fund, right? ETF. As you can see in the US, over the past couple of days, Goldman Sachs, right, has added over $700 million in their ETF, and that is just one financial institution in the US. So you can multiply that by what all the financial institutions who are already issuing Bitcoin ETFs are putting into that sector. If we are able to do so, and our capital market is allowed to have a Nigerian exchange traded fund for Bitcoin, right, we are going to see a surge, and it will also enable them to benefit from the gains that comes from the Bitcoin ecosystem without actually holding the Bitcoin, which some of them might be skeptical about, being that they are more of traditional investors for a long time, and they will need to understand the Bitcoin ecosystem more. But of course, they understand the exchange traded fund side of it. And so it is something that will be plug and play for them. Now, one of the things that is going to happen for Nigeria is that blockchain technology is generating a lot of interest, investment, and funding. Now, we having digital asset organizations issued licenses is a green light to the global community. Now, another thing also is that we are going to now encourage startups to come up in the sector, and if we attract investments and funds, if we need to develop this sector, we need to rally funds from external sources. And all the external sources are ready and willing and available. They are just looking for jurisdiction that are getting it right so that they can keep their investments there. Because the primary concern is always user and investor protection. One of the things that the bank has gotten right, and that is why we see a lot of organizations now operating from Dubai. Most of the global crypto companies have their headquarters in Dubai. And that has also increased the amount of people that have relocated to Dubai. So you see the benefits that the government is going from this is not just that there are new startups in Dubai, it's not just the revenue they will generate from this organization. It's also that there is an influx of people which will get into more economic activity. And of course, it will also give rise to employment, because once this organization like offices in the country, they are not going to import all their tax into that country. They are also going to hire people from the local economy. So I say that if Nigeria properly develops a national defense strategy, it is capable of putting at least $10 billion into our revenue annually. It could be channeled into a sector of our economy of development.
All right. Can you highlight some of these strategies that you think Nigeria should, develop in order to harness the potential of cryptocurrency fully in the country?
Regulation clarity at the top of it. Without regulation clarity, there is nothing much we can do about it. So we have to have a regulation, a clear regulation for cryptocurrency. Secondly, also, is that we need to start looking at Naira-backed stable coins. All right, stablecoin is a game changer, it's a no-brainer. All right, and if we develop a strategy, clarity, and with the issuance of licenses to organizations who are operating in this sector, we would have to be making a lot of purchases, because if we increase the amount of persons or people or users who are interested in this sector, and if they are buying it with a Naira-backed stablecoin, then it is increasing the purchasing power of Naira instead of using a foreign-backed stablecoin, right? And another thing also that we need to look at is the ETF, right? How can we bring operators in the capital markets? We also need to look at crypto banking, allowing financial institutions to offer cryptocurrency as a service, and also to custody cryptocurrency, and also to bank for their customers who want to acquire cryptocurrency. So these guys, they can get it on the exchange, and then they can bank it, right? So there is a whole lot of things that we can do, to get this done. And it is not just a one-day step, but it is something that has to be started. If it is started and we put up the team together, we can achieve it, both from the private sector, the public sector, from the regulators, the capital markets, and those of us who are in the digital asset sector that are custodian and whose jurisdiction is mainly.
All right, moving on. Reports show that Nigeria is a major recipient of remittances from the diaspora. How can the rise of cryptocurrencies improve remittance flows in Nigeria?
So remittance is needed in Nigeria because we are generating very little forex. Nigeria largely depends on oil, and the oil exportation is not really serving our economy as it should. So it is also important how we, mop up the diaspora remittance that is coming into Nigeria, right? And that is why we have to also look at developing different sectors of the economy, especially this in technology, so that we can earn FDI, right, into that. Now, one of the things about crypto remittance is that it is seamless. It is financial institutions, right? So you get to do your transactions in real time. That means you can receive money from somebody who is in payment, and in a matter of minutes, this transaction has been cleared and executed. And guess what? It will costing that person a fraction, not even up to 1%, to send those money across. And then it is fast. So you could see what that does. Now, what we need is to now have a seamless way all right, of on-ramp and off-ramp between the digital asset exchanges and the banks, so that every remittance that is flowing into the country through crypto comes through the digital asset exchanges, but the banks are the exit route. That way, it's a win-win situation for everybody involved. All right. So it's going to even improve payments if we integrate it properly for remittance.
So we've been talking about the pros of crypto, of the crypto space. How should Nigerian regulators approach the balance between fostering innovation and addressing concerns like, money laundering and fraud?
Yeah, so money laundering has always been, it has always been a case, right? It's not just for the digital asset space only. It has also been a case in the financial sector, the traditional finance sector, even before cryptocurrency came on board. Now, that is why we are working with the regulators like the Securities and Exchange Commission, like the National Financial Intelligence Unit, like the EFCC, and of course, you have also seen the National Security Advisor raise concerns concerning cryptocurrency. Now, we are not overlooking the fact that crypto could be used for money laundering. It could be used for terrorism financing and other vices, but crypto is not responsible for those things. The people who carry them out are the ones responsible, because when crypto was in there, they were using fiat, they were using the banks, and they are still doing so today. All right? So we cannot give the dog a bad name just to crucify it. Okay, and it is very important that while we try to regulate crypto, we are careful not to throw the baby away with the bathwater. Okay, because crypto is the golden child here. Crypto is a gold mine, and it is something that Nigeria should treat with the delicate attention that it requires. I dare to say that the crypto ecosystem is larger than the oil industry, but without being developed, it will remain a dwarf. All right. So imagine where our crypto ecosystem is developed and it's running side by side with our oil industry. The crypto ecosystem would largely support the financial institution. In fact, developing crypto in this country is in the interest of the banks, because it's going to even give a boost to the financial sector, to the banking sector. All right. And then it is going to bring in a lot of liquidity into the capital market. So you see, crypto is like one thread that is holding the entire system together. But the issue here is that the people that are participating in the other sectors of the system do not yet realize this. And that is why we are taking these messages to them. All right? We are not coming to replace you. We are not coming to phase you out. We are not coming to outshine you. We are coming to partner with you. We are coming to collaborate with you, because we are partners in progress, and our progress is your own progress too. And that is what it is actually. And this is the message that we want people to receive out there and to understand, that the crypto ecosystem is actually a game changer and a big economic booster for Nigeria.
So finally, what steps do you think Nigeria should, take to ensure it benefits from the global shift towards digital currencies while protecting consumers and maintaining financial stability?
I think that Nigeria is already taking a step in that direction. Now, you cannot operate if you are not licensed. And what is the whole licensing? The whole licensing is to make sure that we have the proper structure to operate as a digital asset organization, right? Or an operator, as the case may be. So if you put up those proper structures that meets global standard, then you will be permitted to operate. All right. Secondly is regulation and compliance to regulation. The SEC is there, the blockchain body is there, and of course the financial unit and the law enforcement are there. And another thing also is the enforcement. Now, when we have these permissions to operate, we have these regulations. Another thing we need is the legislation backing it up. And we also need a policy from the legislature and the executive, right? That policy defines largely what Nigeria's vision and goal is all about. What is our vision? What is our mission? What is it that we are pursuing? What do we stand for in this ecosystem? So it's not just enough to say, oh, yes, we
have given a green light, what is the legislation backing this thing up? Is it an act? Is it an executive order? Is it a law? Those questions need to be answered. And these are the things that we need to do, because this is what is being done in other nations. All right. So it's a step-by-step thing, but we should, at the end of the day, end all of these things backed up with strong legislation that makes it enforceable.
All right, Obinna, thank you so much for joining us on the program today.
Thank you.
We'll go on a quick break, and when we return, the program continues. Just stay with us. And this is where we draw the curtains today. Do well to follow us across all our social media platforms for more programs, news, and documentaries. My name is Dorcas Yakubu Zallah. See you next time.